Yes. Yeah, good evening all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience in different technologies, which includes like Informatica, Java, Python, Big Data, Hadoop, Spark, that is PySpark, and data engineering side. Yes. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yes, all good.
Okay. So first, so first, before I go, right, first I'll brief you about this course content so that you will get a brief idea about this GCP data engineering, that's key services of GCP, right? GCP data engineering, right? Yes. So here in this course, GCP data engineering, right? Fundamentals, Google Cloud Storage, Cloud SQL, setting up database, BigQuery for building data warehouse, data proc for big data processing, data bricks for PySpark processing, data flow for Apache Beam development, right? And Google Cloud Composer for orchestration and workflows, data fusion for data integration service, and DBT, Airflow, and Terraform. This is what I'll be discussing. Check it. Introduction to this Google Cloud Platform, GCP services and regions, resource hierarchy, GCP data engineering fundamentals, difference between this ETL, ELT, data lake versus data warehouse and data marts, batch versus real-time data processing, data engineering roles and responsibility. And getting to the practicals, right? Signing into the GCP account, creating new Google account with non-Gmail ID, creating sign up for GCP using Google account, overview of GCP credentials, overview of GCP project and building, overview of Google Cloud Cell, Google Cloud SDK and Windows, initialize GC, that's Google Cloud CLI using GCP product, and storage and databases in GCP, right? Like GCP Cloud Storage, as I said, BigQuery, Cloud SQL, and Cloud Spanner, that is digital relational databases. So file store and big table, that is for NoSQL databases, data modeling, and one by one, right? That first starting with the Google Cloud Storage, GCS, setting up a data lake, right? Sorry. Fine. Getting started with Google Cloud Storage. Overview of Google Cloud Storage GCS Web UI, uploading folders and files, setting up data repository in Google Cloud Cell, overview of data sets, managing buckets, copy data sets, clean up buckets, and manage buckets and files in GCS. So, so I'm suffering with throat pain. Sorry for that. Overview of setting up a data lake, set up Google Cloud libraries, set up buckets and files in GCS. So all these things can just have a look about all this, uploading all files, the practical implementation, and Cloud SQL, set up some Postgres database using Cloud SQL, right? And I put all this writing, validating data in GCP Cloud, data ingestion and integrations, right? Like using pub or sub, data flow, data proc, transfer services and storage transfer, APIs connectors, and also talking about the data processing and transformations, designing pipelines with the data flow, streaming analytics with pub or sub, data transformations using data proc, BigQuery transformations using data prep, and data warehousing and analytics using BigQuery, designing Star and Snowflake. So in brief on this BigQuery for building data warehouse. So with many working examples, in brief, I will be discussing about it. Creating Google Web Query, external tables, internal tables. Yes. Data proc, big data processing using this data proc setup. And also like ETL, ELT data pipelines using data proc and Databricks, that is PySpark processing in GCP, right? And the ELT pipeline using Databricks. And integration of Spark and Databricks and BigQuery with some examples. And a data flow, Apache Beam development, right? Use case for this data flow and real-time analytics, integration with other GCP services, cloud pub or sub. Okay. Google Cloud Composer for data pipeline orchestrations workflows. Okay, data fusion, introduction to data fusions and cloud functions, Terraform, data pipelines using DBT, data build tool, Airflow and BigQuery. Yes, and machine learning in GCP, overview about that AI/ML on GCP, BigQuery, security monitoring, governance, and real world GCP data engineering scenarios and project flow, right? This what I'll be discussing, right? Yes. So, yes. So, okay. So data engineering is all about building data pipelines. It is all about building data pipelines to get data. See, generally everything, if you talk about data engineering or data science or data analytics, everything deals with the data. Data is the prerequisite here. Everything deals with the data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using this data only, you perform all this. In case of data engineering, you perform what? Data storage and data management you do. In case of data science, what you do with data? Like data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, clusterings, recommendations, right? Right. Later in this, in the case of a data analyst, is going to just to prepare some kind of visualizations. Is going to the previous data or this old data is going to analyze the data. Yes, and it's going to show some kind of visualizations using this data. Everybody deals with the data. Data has got experience. So all this is data engineering, right? If we talk about the traditional ETL developer and this data engineer, right? If we talk about the difference between, I'll be coming back about this, more differences about this data engineer and ETL developer. But the primary difference, in a simple way, in a single line, data engineer and ETL developer, right? ETL developer, okay, mainly working with the kind of structured data, but simply data engineer, he has to work with all varieties of data, all types of data, all varieties of data, right? He has to work with structured, semi-structured data, unstructured data, streaming data, and also kind of NoSQL kind of data, right? And also you need to work with the different environments, right? That is what is all about. He need to build different data pipelines and you need to pull the data from different sources into data lakes or data warehouse. And then from data lakes or data warehouse again to downstream the systems. So as part of this course, I'll walk you through how to build data engineering pipelines using GCP data analytics. So here we include services, as I said, like Google Cloud Storage, BigQuery, the GCP Databricks on this GCP, and many more, right? So as I said, right, you'll be setting up everything from the basic ground level to the advanced level, everything step by step, stepping up the environment and once the environment is ready, how you are going to sign up with the Google Cloud account, all the instructions to sign up for the Google Cloud, and also various the reviewing and billing as well. Okay, how this Google Cloud Storage, how to use Google Cloud Storage as data lake, how to use Google Cloud Storage as data lake. Okay, so and how to manage the files, in Google Cloud Storage, both by using commands, and also by using Python, and also integration of various other Python related things, right? Like pandas with files. GCP provides RDBMS as a service. RDBMS as a service. Cloud SQL. Is that? It provides RDBMS as a service, that is Cloud SQL. You will learn how to set up this database or server using Cloud SQL. Once the database server is set up, right, everything I'll be showing you practically. You can do the things practical along with me. during the sessions, right? All these things, okay. Most of the things, setting up, setups, integrations, all this, right? If any errors you get, immediately you can share the screen then and there itself, instead of checking from the starting to end again. At each step, if anything goes wrong, immediately you can share the screens. And also taking care of setting up a required application database and user. And you will also understand how to develop applications by integrating with GCP, like Python based. And also the features of BigQuery, and data warehouse along with the key integrations, right? Yes. And how this GCP data proc, see, these are the services, right? Okay, these are new to you, but what we will be learning as part of this course, GCP data proc is a fully managed big data service with Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark and Kafka, etc. You will not only learn how to set up that GCP data proc cluster, but also you will learn how to use that single node or this data proc cluster for the development. You will set up development environment. Okay. Once you understand this big data processing using data proc and building end-to-end ELT data pipelines using data proc workflow templates. And also building ELT pipelines using Spark SQL. Okay. Databricks, one more thing is Databricks. Databricks is another prominent big data service available in GCP. How to get started with that? Yes, and building end-to-end ELT pipelines using Databricks jobs and workflows. How to integrate the two key services by building end-to-end ELT data pipelines using Databricks workflow, and also like BigQuery connectors as part of the pipeline. So all these are technical things. If I say all these things, it will be new to you. So coming to this introductory level, what is GCP? So just I want to discuss these things, right? As part of the demo session, I just doesn't want to enter into the technicals as of now. I doesn't want to confuse you. So these are the things I'll be discussing. One second, I just made a note. So as part of this GCP data engineer, what is Google Cloud Platform? What is Google Cloud Platform? Data engineer versus ETL developer. And who is a GCP data engineer? What does a GCP data engineer do? GCP data engineer roles and responsibilities. Various GCP data engineering products and services. And job market of GCP. Okay. So all this will be working with the many services of this products and services of GCP. Okay, this is nothing theoretical in this. Everything is practical oriented, where it's hands-on, where you will be doing parallelly along with me. And if you talk like, what is Google Cloud Platform? The first. What is Google Cloud Platform? See, um, GCP, GCP, Cloud Computing Service, Cloud Computing Service that functions on the same infrastructure used by Google, for its different products. What are the different products of that? Such as YouTube, Gmail, Google Maps, all this. So it is also, it's a cloud computing service. Yes. GCP allows, GCP allows, 1 second, customers to have a platform, to have a platform as a service, Infrastructure as a service, serverless computing environments. In a simple way, GCP data engineer. What a GCP data engineer does means a GCP data engineer designs, builds, and maintains data pipelines. He maintains data pipelines using Google Cloud. Okay, understand here? GCP data engineer, he designs, yes, builds and maintains data pipelines using Google Cloud. So before that, just I was talking data engineer and ETL developer. Just I have given overview where data engineer has to work with all varieties of data, right? Data engineer, ETL developer. Data engineer, entire data infrastructure. Data engineer maintains organization's entire data infrastructure. Data engineer maintains organizations organization's entire data infrastructure. Whereas if you talk about this ETL developer, right? Yes. Focuses on extraction, transform, and loading process to move and preparing data. Moving and preparing the data for analysis within a data warehouse. Moving and that is it performs ETL, extracting, transforming, and loading, moving, preparing, processing data for analysis within a data warehouse. If you talk, data engineer has got a broader architectural role. Data engineer has got a broader and architectural role. He's going to utilize his big data platforms, cloud services, where and all these things. Whereas ETL developer has a specified, it has got a specialized role. Okay. If you talk data engineer responsibilities, okay. So if I talk about his responsibilities, handles big data technologies. He handles big data technologies, cloud services, whatever cloud it is, a GCP, Azure. Implements both batch and real time data solutions. Implements both batch and real. What do you mean by batch or batch applications or batch processing? We say batch. We have got batch processing, we say, and online processing, we say, are batch applications or online applications. Batch applications, millions and trillions of records you work with them. User non-interactive, but online means user interactive, making a online transaction, one transactions or two transactions, online transactions. Online transactions are request response kind. These are not request response. Whenever you give request, not that kind of architecture batch means. Millions and trillions of records you'll be just handling, right? So implements both batch and real-time data solutions. Skills, generally data, okay, not only this, handles all varieties of data, handles all varieties of data, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. All varieties of data and all kinds of data, whatever. Yes. So if you take what are the skills required for a data engineer as skills, what are the skills required means programming language skills you need to have. You need to have programming language, generally like Python, SQL, okay, data modeling, database design, database design, big data platforms. You need to have knowledge on this big data platforms. See, generally this big data, if you talk about Hadoop and Spark, this Hadoop has brought a revolution in case of distributed computation, right, and parallel processing. So you need to have these skills on this. And also focus will be on scalable and automated, supporting various data related tasks. ETL developer, he focuses on a specific on ETL process, that is extraction data from sources, transforming and loading it to target locations such as data warehouse. Responsibilities of him, responsibilities, designing, implementing, and managing, right? ETL workflows. ETL workflows. Just what are the skills required to him as compared to this data engineer? The skills are less, right? Just expertise in SQL, expertise in SQL, and also like in data warehouse concepts, and some tools like Informatica, Talent, right? Yes. Usage of tools. Integrating and data preparation for business intelligence reporting by moving and transforming data efficiently, right? Okay. What a GCP data engineer does. A GCP, what a GCP data engineer. Sorry. Generally, what is JC data engineer, right? Yes. First thing, ensures data quality, and secondly, optimizing. Generally, data engineering involves data management. As compared to data science, as compared with data science, data engineering, data management, data storage, and data processing. So that too, optimizing data storage and processing. And also, in what format, what is the format of the data? What is the data they are expecting? What is the data they're expecting? In what format I need to forward the data, right? What is the requirement? They means whom? They means whom, right? Means in what format they ask the data engineer has to provide the data. They need to provide the data. Means generally data scientists and analysts, they depends upon this data engineer, right? In providing the data. So data engineer collaborating collaborating with data scientists and analysts. So in what format they ask data, they need to provide the data accordingly. And also monitoring, monitoring data infrastructure. And also they are also responsible for ETL processes, implementing ETL processes, ETL processes. So generally, yes, talking briefly about it, a GCP data engineer, right? Data engineering. What do you mean? Data engineering. It's a process of transforming raw data into useful format or usable format, which is then further analyzed by other teams, which is further analyzed by other teams, and cleansing, organizing, and manipulating the data using pipelines are some key responsibles of data engineer, right? Generally, data engineer processing or transforming the raw data into useful format, and later they are being analyzed by the other teams, and also he performs cleansing, organizing, manipulation of data. So he create many data pipelines, key responsibilities, right? And also, we will be applying all these data engineering principles on the Google Cloud platform for optimizing its services. So as a GCP data engineer, as a that you will have also to collaborate with this marketing teams, product managers, sales associates. This collaboration will help to identify the behavior, which behavior, customer behavior, and enhancing network structure and optimizations accordingly. So what exactly expectations, right? So there are many responsibilities I'll be discussing later in brief. Now you will feel it's more technical. Now, if we talk about what are the key GCP services we are going to discuss as part of this course, key, I already showed you in this course content. Key GCP services are that various GCP services. So generally, yes, cloud storage, cloud storage. In a single word, I will define these things, right? The services. Cloud storage. Okay, for storing data. Okay. BigQuery for fast querying, storage, and analysis. Large data sets. In a simple way, for fast querying, for storage and analysis of large data sets. And one more, data proc, data proc for big data processing and analytics. Data proc for big data processing and analytics. Databricks, here Databricks. Spark, I will say like PySpark processing in GCP. And data flow for stream and batch data processing. Cloud Composer for automating and, in a simple word, for automating and monitoring data pipelines. Pub or sub for messaging and data ingestion, right? For messaging and data ingestions. Okay. If I talk about, okay, GCP products, what are the GCP products? Categorized into four. Can say four categories. So just GCP products, four categories. Compute. Second is storage. Big data. Machine learning. Again, in each category, if I talk about compute, app engine, compute engine, in storage, if I talk, cl here, cloud storage, first one like cloud storage, cloud SQL, big table. So one second. If I talk about the storage and database services, right? If I talk about these things, more on these storages. Storage, if I talk about storage and databases services, four categories. Again, I'm into four categories. First is object category. Second is relational category. Relational, non-relational, non-relational, and lastly, warehouse. So that storage and database service, 4 categories again. Okay. Example of this cloud storage. Example of this is cloud storage. A relational example, cloud SQL. And also in relational cloud, okay, one more I can say. One is second is cloud spanner. One second, here I will write. Cloud spanner. And if I talk about non-relational, here also two. Cloud big table, cloud file store. We talk about, okay, one second. Relational, non-relational, and warehouse. What is the example? Warehouse is BigQuery. BigQuery. Okay. If I talk one, right? Okay. For, or what I can say, good for what? Good for what? For example, cloud storage object, that is cloud storage for binary or object data. Binary or for object data. Binary or object data. Examples of this binary and object data. Binary or object data. Images, media or videos. Relational. Relational. Good for what? Web frameworks. Good for web frameworks. E-commerce. Non-relational. Okay. Cloud SQL. Example, you can say this. E-commerce. Cloud spanner. Cloud spanner, it is also a relational, right? Or DBMS. User metadata or for all these things. Non-relational, if we talk good for non-relational means non-relational hierarchical mobiles user profiles for these things. Non-relational, relational, non-relational. If you go like NoSQL, you can say, right? Record to record any number of fields you can maintain. For hierarchical and user profiles, record to record any number of. So big table also can be used for heavy reads and writes. So this is BigQuery finally. Data warehouse, enterprise data warehouse. Enterprise data warehouse. Analytics and for dashboards. So here I was just talking about this, right? Compute, storage, GCP products, 4 categories. About compute, I'll come back. Was talking about storage. Again in storage, cloud storage, cloud SQL, cloud data store, and big table mainly I said, but you can see again they are categorized into object, relational, non-relational, and warehouse. And next is like a big data category. Big data category and machine learning, I'll come back in our discussions. Fine. So majorly these are the 3 things we'll be discussing in our course. Cloud storage, BigQuery, Dataproc, Databricks, Dataflow, Cloud Composer, and Pub for storing data, for querying, storage, and analysis of large data sets, for querying, storage, and analysis. For big data processing and analytics, Dataproc, for PySpark processing, Dataflow for stream and batch data processing, right? Yes. Cloud Composer for automating and monitoring data pipelines, pipelines up for messaging and data ingestions. Okay. So coming to this, anyhow, offerings from my side, you will be getting each and every live session video. It's a weekend batch on Saturdays and Sundays. It will be for 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday. Live session video. Even if you miss any session, you'll be getting the session video of it. Soft copy of this class notes, clear soft copy of notes. So here, even in GCP, right? Even you'll be doing all the things parallelly along with me. You'll be doing all the practicals. Everything will be available in your system also, but still soft copy of notes, class notes. Okay. Assignments and task to work. A WhatsApp group for technical discussion where you can have direct interaction with me. Any errors or anything you can take snap and post in that. Interview questions. Interactive hands-on sessions. So I said that this not just watching the sessions, what we do. So doing parallelly or can do it, right? Paralleling along with me so that you will be completing the task along with me parallel. Interactive hands-on session. So I said what we'll be discussing the course content. Once again, I'll brief you. Just I said what we'll be doing as part of this course, right? Yes.
And that shell scripting and SQL videos will free. What about that, sir, in the offer?
And okay, apart from this, this is from my side and from DurgaSoft side, right? They'll be providing Unix, Linux shell scripting, right? Of DurgaSoft, right? Of nearly 120 videos access and also MySQL videos around 35 videos of MySQL where you can go through those things. Means free access around 5,000 worth rupees videos will be given freely once you get enrolled for this course. You will be getting these things. Okay, fine. So these are the offerings from my side and DurgaSoft they'll be providing once you get enrolled for this. And if we talk about the job market, GCP job market. So before I go with this, just I will open Google and show you, right? GCP jobs, you can say. 49,579 GCP job vacancies in September, right? Okay, for GCP job market, right? Becoming a cloud data engineer, nowadays it is the correct time to go for this cloud data engineer, right? So cloud computing and data engineering skills are increasingly in demand today. So more companies are digitalizing their solutions to transform for doing their business. As said, even if we talk about the World Economic Forum blog about the future jobs, even we see in 2024 is the year of increased demand for data engineering, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing. This we see even in the current 2025, what are the technologies, right, which has got great demand? Data engineer, data engineering, artificial intelligence, cloud computing. So Google Cloud professionals, data engineers are currently they are in high demand and highly requested for their skills, right? Collecting, converting, publishing data with certain levels of expertise, right? If top companies also, such as if you talk about the cloud business, Azure or AWS, VMware, they are looking for this cloud data engineers. So good cloud skills you need to have. So as part of this course, I said from you can see the course content in brief in depth. We'll be discussing about it and everything. Everything is practical. There won't be any theoretical. First for 2, 3 sessions, we'll be discussing what it is, but later everything is practical. Step by step, I'll be discussing, right? Starting with the practical part.
So like 10 weekend is like enough for this course. I see
What
a
is it?
lot of things. Like only like 10 weekends
Week.
is that enough for the course?
See, in one weekend, you'll be getting 4 hours.
Okay, okay.
In one weekend, you'll be getting 4 hours. Sometimes I'll be taking some bigger sessions until I complete. I'll keep going, right? So
Yeah, so
some weekends I'll be taking some extra sessions. So even if we talk about the pay scales also, data engineers and data scientists, they've got highest average salaries. Now the data engineers also have got highest salaries as closely as data scientists. Even top two highest paying jobs, right? Data scientists and data engineers, right? And
nice.
data engineering jobs, right? If you talk about any cloud data engineering jobs are the top ranking jobs now currently. Data engineers are in great demand today, but they need to have some good skills, good command on that subject with the technical skills. Even you can demand for the salaries, right? Even I was talking about data engineers, the salaries you can demand, even if you want to go for hikes in your technologies, right? If you you can you need to showcase your skills. You need to showcase your skills in this. So
Uh-huh.
that's right. And even if you talk about the major companies, Facebook, Intel, Microsoft, all this, they're hiring data engineers with a great salary package. Even you can see the salary packages for this data engineers, right? It will be 1.5 times the other technologies, right? So even if you talk Apple, Cognizant, Walmart, even for big multinational companies offering high-paying jobs for these data engineers. So can just check with this step by step everything I'll be briefing you. So if any queries, anything, so you can unmute, you can ask. If any errors, immediately you can share the screen, right? People who have done other courses, you can see how this training will go. When tomorrow also we'll be just going through this, we'll be briefing more on this. Yes. Tomorrow also I'll be
To-
briefing, but we'll be continuing from
Yes.
where we have stopped. Yes. Yes, yes.
So to show the skills, do we need to do any certifications to sell how they will know?
We're
Uh,
talking about the prerequisites.
uh, like certifications, like to show the skills to the company as
Ah,
well.
yes, 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 yes. Even the certifications also, right? So we,
Uh,
as we are going, we are spending a lot of time, and we are spending this in brief about all these components, right? Definitely, you can go through the certification process also. I'll take some couple of sessions for the certifications which are available and how your performance will be measured in that.
yes, yes, they will not know, no, like we knows
Here,
or not.
you'll be getting
Mhm.
total the practical expertise here, total practical experience. People, I understand people, most of the people are job holders or other people will be busy. So that's why it was kept as a weekend batch. But the thing is, okay, you'll be hard during the session itself. If you're doing parallelly or after the sessions, if you do parallelly, right? You need to keep practice, practice, practice only, right? The only thing you need to have good command on the subject. Today already you know, right? Cloud, everything is moving towards cloud, and also data engineering and data science. This AI are the main things in the current market. So you need to have, if you want to change your job, or if you want to just you want to hike your salaries, right? This is one of the best data engine, that is data engineering with the cloud. Yes. So any other queries from your side, anyone? Right?
Yeah, hi, Navtesh this side.
Yes.
So, like, what exactly is the difference between this Azure data engineering and this GCP?
So the services in Azure Data Engineering, we'll be discussing with some services like Azure Data Factory. It is AD Data Factory will be discussing, Synapse Analytics will be discussing, and there we'll have service like Azure SQL and Azure Data Lake, Azure. We have got like Azure Streaming, this kind of services. But the GCP, we have got some services, but internally, the knowledge like if you see, if you relate it, some things like Spark, PySpark will be the common along both. But only the cloud, if you talk about, we will be data engineering on Azure, data engineering on this GCP, or data engineering on AWS. But here, what is the commonality means, here we'll be using like a Spark execution. There in Spark, here also Spark. Apart from that, will be the other things. The services provided by that cloud will be using for working with the data engineering, right? So there are also data engineering services there. What are the various data engineering products or services for running the things, right? For creating pipelines, for creating the notebooks there. There we are using the tools like Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse, Azure SQL, these things. Here, these are the services that we are talking about, right? For building the things, for performing this processing, data management, storage and processing things, right? Yes. There majorly we discussed like Azure Data Lake and like Azure Data Factory and Synapse Analytics single stop solutions. Here, just I have briefed you about here we have just now I have briefed you about all the things, right? What are the services we'll be discussing here?
Yeah, thanks. Actually, I've joined 10 minutes ago. I didn't get the meeting link on time, actually. So that's why. So thanks. And like we need a lot of like coding in GCP when compared to other data engineering clouds like Azure and AWS in GCP.
See, not like that. If you talk about data engineering, right? Data
Yeah.
engineering, either I'm also taking a data engineering with Azure also weekdays available. Azure data engineering courses also there. GCP I'm running. But only thing is you need to know about the services, how we are going to use the services, and there are also like basic Python knowledge required. Here also basic Python knowledge required. Not like
Okay.
you are not writing that huge, you are not developing any web applications like that, interactive applications or request response things, right? So data
Yeah.
engineering batch applications, right? So the basic Python knowledge is required,
Okay.
basic SQL knowledge, some basic kind of Linux knowledge, basic Linux commands knowledge. So anyhow, you are getting the videos of this Linux MySQL videos. And
Okay.
before I go with the actual practical part, some 2 sessions, 3 sessions, Python is not a complex language. Normal English statements will be very simple. The 2 basics of Python is enough for it. You're not writing like huge things, huge codings you won't write. Everything will be simplified. That's the reason step by step, everything from the basic to the advanced level, I'll be discussing. That's why clearly I mentioned in that course content, clearly what will be discussed, right? And at the start of the session, if you see, yeah, as you said, you missed the session, you can just check with this. So those if you have missed that course content, so GCP, data engineering fundamentals, Google Cloud Storage, Cloud SQL. See, these are the one. BigQuery for building data warehouse, Dataproc for big data processing, Databricks, PySpark processing. Databricks also available for Azure. Databricks available for here, right? PySpark processing. PySpark very high speed processing execution model, which process huge data at quick time, right? Yes. And data flow, Apache Beam, and Google Cloud Composer, data fusion, and the step by step what I'll be discussing, right? Introduction to this Google Cloud, GCP data engineering fundamentals, getting started with GCP, how get a GCP account with non-Gmail ID, with Gmail ID, right? And storage and databases in GCP. I said cloud storage, BigQuery, Cloud SQL, FileStore, Bigtable just now I said, but discussing briefly about Google Cloud Storage, GCS, setting up a data lake with that, and what we do within that, everything with many working examples practically will be performing. And also Cloud SQL, how to set up a database using Cloud SQL, step by step, how to install and how to work with it. And also like data ingestions, data integrations using pub, sub, data flow, data proc, and data processing and transformations in big data, that is data warehousing like BigQuery. But later I showed in brief, we will be discussing about this BigQuery overview of this Google BigQuery, what we do, how we perform, and also like data proc for big data, for huge data processing, and also for ELT, extract, load, transform data pipelines using data proc, and also like data bricks for PySpark processing, Spark with Python processing in GCP, right? With many and ELT pipelines using Databricks. And how we integrate Spark, Dataproc, and BigQuery with some examples. Data flow, right? And Cloud PubBar sub, and Google Cloud Composer for data pipeline orchestrations, and also like data fusion. And these are the cloud functions, terraforms, and pipelines using data build tool, Airflow, and BigQuery. These are the things in brief we'll be discussing. And also machine learning in GCP, overview on this AI ML and BigQuery ML, and also Vertex AI, and security and monitoring governance, and real-time scenarios, and some project flow. So this is what in brief, in depth about each and every component of this GCP data engineering, right? So you will be getting in-depth knowledge. I said people who go for certifications also, this is enough.
Sorry, did you mention a Vertex AI? Is this also, we have some touch base in Vertex AI?
Yes, yes. So here I just mentioned here.
Got it. Okay, and one more question from me is there any way to add the data flex component? Because we feel governance is more significant.
Here I went, here, can you see here
Oh,
Dataplex?
okay, excellent.
Yeah, fine. Okay. So even this is already that it is a big course content, right? So even I'll be taking some extra hours wherever required during the practical part, because wherever required, we cannot stop the practical part in the middle. So I'll be just extending the sessions. Yeah, fine.
Uh, as part of Terraform, right? What are the topics we are going to cover in Terraform?
Terraform installation, configuration, infrastructure provisioning, you need to plan, apply, and destroy, right? The GCS buckets, data block, BigQuery datasets and tables, and more resources.
So,
Google Cloud.
so as part of the Terraform, we going to create any resources in AWS, GCP
Yes,
using
yes,
Terraform?
yes, yes. Creating the resources, right?
Okay.
So these are the things, these are the modules, these are the things in brief we'll be discussing, right? So tomorrow also everyone can attend the session, same time at 4 p.m., right? Use the same link to see more discussion, right? If someone was asking a query.
Yeah, hello. Sir, I don't know the real-time situations. So are we going to get the daily tasks in the form of Jira tickets or how?
So everything, yes, everything I'll be discussing as part of this, right? I'll be taking separate sessions for that.
Sir, what about the class timings?
So class timings initially demo sessions today, tomorrow, like it will be like at 4 p.m. Okay. 4 to 6 it will be.
Okay, classes will be 4 to 6, and this session planned on for 10 sessions, 10 weekend sessions, means 20
10
sessions, right?
Then we 10 weekends still 10 weekends still go. Make me 1 or 2 sessions extra it may.
Okay.
1 or 2 weeks, right? Yes. 10 weekends. 10 weekends as
Do we cover this GCP DevOps as well for the infrastructure creations?
well. We'll check that.
Yes, because now why I'm asking this question, in my company, actually, people are using GCP infrastructure creating through the Terraform and the Tecton pipelines.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so which pipeline we will be implementing in the Terraform code?
One thing, right? So, so already we have got big things, lot of things. Not only this, right? There are many other things. If time permits, I'll be just going with that. Means the many services are there. Still, I need to. But these are the major things mainly used for data engineering things, right? I'll be briefing you about. Later, if we extend, if you see in this Terraform, lot of things we perform, right? If we keep on discussing, it will be too long. But whenever time permits, whenever if we get some additional extra sessions, I'll be just extending those things.
Okay.
We perform, okay? Even if data fusion, if you think, if you're cloud composer, if you think each service, if you go in brief, right, in depth, if we keep discussing. Okay, fine.
Sir, one query.
Yes.
Is the data science, is this related to any Snowflake tool? It will be different, Snowflake and this one.
It's different.
Okay.
We DBT with BigQuery.
So where we use PySpark here in which service?
Databricks. Databricks, right?
Okay.
Here we are seeing where is it? Integration of and ELD pipelines using Databricks. Databricks PySpark processing. So Databricks is the main thing, even if you go for Azure or if you go for GCP, this Databricks.
If I'm not wrong, PySpark will be used in both Dataproc and Databricks. Right?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Even in our section also, we'll be discussing PySpark and both them.
Yes, yes. So here for big data means it everything will comes, right?
Okay.
Data means everything will come. Dataproc, big data, Hadoop and Spark, everything means big data.
So we will be using PySpark and Dataproc.
Yes, yes, Dataproc. And Databricks.
In,
So here
in
everything
Google Cloud, we have BigQuery, right? So why we need Databricks instead of BigQuery?
So just I doesn't want to enter into technicals into this as of now. So we'll be discussing it. For data warehousing, generally we go for BigQuery. And for Dataproc and for this Databricks is for big data processing, right? So generally BigQuery for data warehouse things, right? And for Dataproc and this Databricks for big data processing using big data Hadoop Spark. We use PySpark here. for SQL kind of querying, for data warehouse things, right? For all this, we go for BigQuery.
Sir, there is a last question, sir. Is this GCP the next step of data science?
GCP is the
Next step of data science?
one. I'm not talking about data engineering here. Here,
Data
data
engineering.
engineering and data science. Data science is different. We perform analysis. See here, we perform data management, storage, processing, all this. There we perform data analysis, predictions, some classifications, clusterings. For future recommendations, we go for data science. Okay. This data engineering will be dealing with all this.
Okay, sir, one question regarding the cloud function and cloud run. Are we covering those topics as well?
Yes.
Okay, can you show me the topic, because now I don't find over yet. Can you please?
Cloud functions.
Okay, cloud run, sir. Cloud run and load balancer.
From where it is mentioned. But it will be discussed, cloud functions and cloud run.
Cloud run load balancer, sir. Will it also cover?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Fine. Okay. Tomorrow also we'll discuss more on this, right? Everyone attend the sessions. Okay. So I'm signing off. So I'm signing off for now. Right. Meet you tomorrow, same time with same link, right? More discussion will be continuing from where we have stopped. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks.